You sure do like to share your opinions, talking big like somebody's listening. Nobody's listening.
Max! Oh!
Hit the ignition. Now you listen. Hop up in the window. Smaller and smaller, you fade down. Hop up in the window.
Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. I have got to 90 tips now, which is not too bad. I decided to take one risk. It didn't pay off. I literally mentioned as well, I tipped every favourite, including the Bulldogs, and I always try to go for one risk, just like change things, but there's always a round or two where every favourite wins anyway. This was that round. I should have just not changed anything. I changed my tip to Sydney the previous round as well and it worked. But against Western Bulldogs, it didn't quite work. I only lost by 9 points to be fair, but yeah, the Bulldogs were on top in the end. I could have got 100%. That would have been my first all season. And all I had to do was not change my tip to take a risk. I took a risk, it didn't pay off. And there is no risk that would have paid off in this round. So there is also that. Even though a few teams did okay for themselves, especially West Coast, they were surprisingly okay in that game against Collingwood. But yeah, you live and learn, I guess, or not, because I'm going to still probably tip a risk at some point. I saw some people flipping took a risk with Richmond and North Melbourne last week in round 16. So we'll see what happens with this one. Obviously, both of those way off. I'm just like 16th and 17th. There's a risk and then there's that. No risk here. I think the Bulldogs will beat North Melbourne. I'm going to go a 31-point victory. Dogs do fairly well against teams below them. And I think against North especially, they will hit a nice margin. Maybe 31 is too nice, but I think North maybe could do something here and there. But they did just get smashed, of course, by the mighty Fighting Hawks. Carlton Collingwood. I can't see anything but a Collingwood win. You never know, there could be surprises, but Collingwood always seem to beat Carlton. And on top of that, Carlton obviously on bad form right now, and I think Collingwood would relish in making them suffer once again. They obviously cost Carlton a finals place recently, a few years ago, and they cost Carlton a bit more than that as well in recent times. So they would love to add to Carlton's misery right now for sure, and I think they'll be up for that. Carlton obviously will be up for trying to beat them as well. But Collingwood just have that quality in them that can really hurt Carlton. So I can see a Collingwood win, and maybe comfortably too, but we'll see. We'll see. It could be quite close because that game tends to bring some classics. West Coast v GWS. This is my risk. Screw it. If they play like they did against Collingwood and they kick more accurately, they can beat the Giants at home. If they play, that's the important thing. Against Collingwood, for 3 quarters, they were good. They were competitive. They even they had a chance to get a goal towards the end of the 3rd quarter. They didn't get it, and then Collingwood scored with 2 seconds left. That was a key moment because they could have been 4 points behind Collingwood at 3/4 time. Instead, they were how far were they behind? Were they 16 points? I can't remember, but they could have been 4 points behind Collingwood at the end of the 3rd quarter, but gave the ball away, and Collingwood scored at the other end. And also at the start of the 4th quarter, they had an easy set shot and they missed it. So they actually could have been ahead at the start of the 4th quarter. They probably would have lost anyway because Collingwood just have a knack of winning that sort of game. But they did well for themselves. And there was a few moments in the game where they had a shot and it just wasn't accurate. They had multiple shots that they should have kicked accurately, that they should have done better with. So they could have at least made it a closer game than the 30-something, 29. What's the margin? 20-something. Wait, let me just double check it. What was the margin in the end? It was 29. It was 29, right? It could have been at least a bit closer than that if they kicked more accurately. What I'm saying is, if they play like they did in the first 3 quarters against Collingwood, and if they can kick accurately, more accurately than they did against Collingwood, they can beat the Giants at Optus. They can do that. So that's what I'm going for, okay? Yeah, I'm locking it in. Gold Coast! So this is the type of game that the Suns would lose. But I'll tip them anyway. I'm giving them a chance. They won against Melbourne, which is a fairly easy win at the moment. Essendon will be better than Melbourne. And obviously it's at Marvel as well. But I'm giving Gold Coast the benefit of the doubt. And maybe they win against Melbourne will give them some confidence and momentum to go and win. Because they've got the quality to win this game. It's just a case of whether they will choke again or not. Geelong. Geelong v Richmond, I think easy Geelong victory. Brisbane, Port Adelaide. Brisbane to win at the Gabba for sure. You never know. Some shocks do happen. But especially after their game against Geelong, I can't see anything other than a Brisbane comfortable victory by at least 25 points. St Kilda v Hawthorn. I'm going to back the mighty Fighting Hawks. There was a time when I used to tip against Hawthorn every week because I had no faith in them. And now I'm tipping them a bit more often. But even now, I even tip against us a little bit as well. So we'll see how it goes down. But yeah, I think we can beat St Kilda. But we could also lose to them. So hopefully the latter is not the case. Sydney v Fremantle. I'm going for the Fremantle victory. Even though Sydney played okay against the Bulldogs, just made too many errors in the end. I think Fremantle could surprise them and go and win there. Obviously Sydney are having the best season anyway. And they could have confidence from, even though they lost, they played well against the Bulldogs. They could be confident. But I think Fremantle can beat them. So I'm going to go for it. Even though Fremantle are not consistent, and this is definitely a game that they would lose and could lose, I'm going to back them. So I've gone for 2 risks apparently, although I don't think it is as much of a risk as people might think it is. Adelaide v Melbourne. Adelaide. Easy to tip that one, especially when they're at home. So there you go. Adelaide, Fremantle, Hawthorn, Brisbane, Geelong, Gold Coast, West Coast, Collingwood and Western Bulldogs. There's no way go 100%, right? There's no way. Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine everything here happens except Geelong? Can you imagine something like that? Can you imagine if Geelong lost and every other tip was right? That'd be the funniest thing. Or even if Collingwood lost as well, that'd be like something else. Or if the Bulldogs lost. I guess you never know. I don't think any of those will happen, but we shall see about that. Those are my tips. Let me know yours down below. And check out my main channel, it's Davidoff Productions, for Stupid Idiots episodes, where we laugh at people's tips from the last 2 rounds. A crazy amount of people tipped Carlton and Port Adelaide to win their games 2 rounds ago, which was damn hilarious. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the tips. This is your boy Davidoff. Did I even mention my outro yet? I think I did. Please like, share, subscribe, just in case I didn't. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And there'll be a video today, a movie vlog. I'm going to watch F1 again. But in a different format, so look out for that one. I'm very excited to experience it again, actually. And there'll be a vlog on Monday, I believe, because this Sunday I'm going to an event, and some of you know what that event is. So this is your boy Davidoff. I've said my outro like 4 times now. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're